My teacher announced, if you're even a minute late, don't bother coming at all. But those words led to a rebellion no one saw coming. Our homeroom teacher, Mr. Gambino, announced that new rule like it was a new federal law. If you're even 1 minute late, don't bother entering the class. I'll mark you absent anyway. I was stunned and asked him, but Mr. Gambino, what if we encounter traffic? Or if the previous teacher keeps us late? I don't care. I've had enough of students thinking they can arrive whenever they want. You being unable to manage your time doesn't constitute a problem on my part. He looked around the room, pointing fingers at each student who'd been late by a few minutes that day. Then he pulled up his attendance app on his iPad and started marking us as absent. Anyone who walks through that door after 9 a.m. will be marked absent and asked to leave immediately. No exceptions, no excuses. Welcome to the real world, children. We were all super angry at how this tyrant was ruling us. In fact, we were so angry that we decided to rebel against the system all at once. The chaos started the very next morning. Matt, our certified class clown, reached the classroom at 40 seconds past 9 a.m. I watched from my seat as he reached for the door handle, and Mr. Gambino's eyes lit up with sick satisfaction, ready to make an example of him. But before he could speak, Matt simply turned around and walked away. Mr. Gambino chased after him like a raccoon. Matt, where do you think you're going? Get in here so I can make an example out of you. Matt smirked and yelled loud enough for everyone to hear. Sorry, sir, but according to your clock, I'm 40 seconds late, so I guess I'll be not bothering to come at all. Your exact words, right? He turned and walked away, leaving Mr. Gambino frozen mid-sentence. Get back here immediately, Mr. Gambino called out, but Matt just kept walking. The confusion on our teacher's face was priceless, and as we looked at our savior who had just left, all of us thought of the same brilliant idea. Within 24 hours, word had spread through our group chat, and the next day, 5 more students deliberately showed up exactly 1 minute late, each one making a show of checking the clock, shrugging, and walking away while Mr. Gambino's face turned progressively redder. This is ridiculous. You can't just leave and avoid class, he shouted after Amy as she strolled away. But sir, she called back cheerfully, we're following your rules. You said don't bother coming at all if we're 1 minute late. We're just respecting your wishes. He tried changing tactics, standing by the door to physically block students from leaving. But Tom simply said, are you telling me to disregard your official class policy? Should I report to the administration that you're giving inconsistent instructions? Mr. Gambino had no choice but to step aside, watching his classroom empty out student by student. By Friday morning, the usually packed classroom had 12 empty seats, all students who'd coordinated to arrive precisely 90 seconds late, congregating in the hallway to study together using bootleg recordings of his previous lectures. Mr. Gambino finally broke apart when we convinced even the nerds to join in. The entire class had coordinated through Snapchat to arrive exactly 2 minutes late, and I watched from the bathroom doorway as all 28 of us stood in the hallway, casually checking our phones while Mr. Gambino stood alone in a completely empty classroom. His face cycled through confusion, rage, and then panic as he realized the principal was doing her weekly walkthrough that morning. We could hear him scrambling to the door. This is completely unnecessary. You all know what I meant. I was just trying to encourage punctuality. Just come back inside. I pulled up my phone and showed the email he'd sent to parents. This is what you told us. Any student who arrives even 1 second after 9 a.m. will not be permitted entry under any circumstances. This is non-negotiable. Should we forward this to the entire school to clarify your non-negotiable policy? The principal's voice echoed down the hall. Mr. Gambino, why are all your students in the hallway? And why is your classroom empty? We listened as he panicked and started sweating buckets. They're being deliberately obtuse about a simple attendance policy. The principal looked at the crowd of students with their textbooks open, clearly studying. Are you refusing to admit students to class? She asked. Because that would be a serious violation of district policy. Mr. Gambino's voice cracked. No, I told them if they're late. So you're denying education to students? She interrupted. We need to discuss this in my office. Now. We all looked at each other and grinned as Mr. Gambino was escorted off. Next morning, he stood on his pedestal looking defeated as I walked into class at 9:02, knowing full well that his dumb policy was gone.